Hello, good afternoon, good morning. Welcome to today's live trading webinar with myself, Giles Coughlin. Welcome all. Hope everybody's doing well. Looking forward to the session. Okay, without further ado, let's get stuck in. So, the fundamental bias today is a negative bias from the European Open, with the market just sort of generally downbeat, with US President Putin not meeting President Zelensky in Turkey. And we've seen sort of general risk-off trading across the board. If you take a look at currencies, you can see a typical risk-off move. Swiss franc yen, strongest of the day. New Zealand Aussie dollar, weakness. So commodity currencies lower, safe haven currencies higher. If you look at gold, that's finding some bids, and the silver on the geopolitical risk that's just come back. And you can see the bonds are finding buyers. So market's happy to buy bonds and sell equities. You can see US equity futures markets lower, Dow lower, NASDAQ lower. VIX was higher early in the session, has pulled back a little bit on the latest US data we've just had. Jobs pretty firm, retail sales mixed, PPI lower than markets were expecting. So markets initially rallying on that as a positive move. But if you look at the market from the Globex Open, you can see here that we've got clearly Globex Open inventory is lower. Okay, so we got markets pointing lower. The move up was rejected firmly on the hourly chart. You have the hourly buyers trapping those sellers here. So there is still a buy bias from sort of a deep pullback into this value area high from the previous week. Okay, so dip buying generally at this level is fine. And we may just get a little bit of a pullback now. The rhythm from the session in the morning session was sharply lower. Okay. And now we've had a rhythm change. And those buyers have trapped those sellers as inventory has been moving positively since about mid-morning Europe. So there is that little sort of upward bias, like if we can get back and trap some sellers, like I'm happy to go long again. Let's just check the timing on this. Well, I'm happy to go long on that, because if you've got buyers who are going to support that level, then I'm happy to get back in for longs. Let's see if I'm entering a little bit prematurely, but if these buyers can trap those sellers, that's what I want to see. Right, I've got a few seconds. I haven't quite trapped them. Let's give it a little second. This is a buy zone from the 15-minute chart. So this is an area that we're expecting buyers from. If you look here on the 15, you can just see here buyers, right, trapping sellers in line with this recent rhythm. Daily VWAP holding on the 5-minute. Got some buyers sort of trying to creep in here against the VWAP, trying to find a little way up. And on the 1-minute, give it another chance. If we can break above those highs, then that's those sort of sellers trapped. And these sellers are trapped. So we've got some sellers already trapped. If they're not, another attempt at it. Here they come. As we're taking out these sellers, I'll enter another buy. You see, because those sellers are getting taken out now. Right, so those sellers, so there's two lots of sellers trapped now. That's a nice potential move up to that 5895 is what we're looking for. But you also got to be aware of a potential fake out here, because you've got these buyers that got trapped by those sellers. So it's a bit of mixed signaling here. So you see here, these buyers got trapped by those sellers on the 5. Now that momentum's moved lower, but the question is it going to move up and then find another seller? So that's what we've got to be careful of here. Got those sellers trapped, these sellers trapped. So that's two lots of sellers trapped. So I still like longs here, in line with this 15-minute chart here. Let's just have a little look at the TPO. You can see TPO has a kind of P-shaped profile. So not unreasonable to look for further upside, see if this can keep moving high. We've moved at that value area low. We've had a rejection of that value area low. with some sellers trapped there. So pull back into this S2 area, suitable for buying. Pull back to this value area low, suitable for buying. Targeting up at that point of control value area high is not unreasonable for today's session. Just look at that. We're hitting that S1 pivot point. So if we can just get and push above that, that would be attractive on today's move. And those sort of trapped sellers themselves now, that's some of those sellers might start capitulating a little bit more now. And then you've got those sellers to try to take it back in, getting trapped. So it is moving higher now. Good little area here. You can maybe get those sellers trapped as well. Maybe entering in another position if we get those sellers trapped. Then we can look to take profit. That standard deviation, that wouldn't be unreasonable. You can see here, those buyers trapping those sellers. Okay, that's it. Sellers still coming in, but dip buyers there. Pushing above those sellers would be good. Delta slowly moving higher. Buyers have been building from this VWAP area, and now just trying to see if we can take out. And now we're having a little run through those. Then let's see if we can make it up to the standard deviation. That would be a not unreasonable target there. That's it. Let's see if we can get it. I've got those sellers trapped there now. So if we can just get a little bit more. They've got those sellers trapped. Let's see if they buy it just to defend it. That's it. So a little bit of buying off that level is what you'd expect. See if we can just push up now. A little bit slow up here. Delta is building, continues to build. I'm just going to hold it a little bit, see if we can get something a bit more out of this. A little bit of negative delta coming in. Those, I want to see that level hold. And now trying to go up. No, I'm finding a smart sell back down. Right, let's just, here we go. Get up into that area. Delta is still moving higher. Been a bit tepid over the last couple of minutes. Still trying to see if I can hit that standard deviation. Level just about holding, but flat. No sellers, no buyers. Okay, we're okay, we're in the buy area. Doing another little shovel up here. All right, got 12 minutes to the open. All right, I'm closing that out. Just a little bit slow. You can see a little bit of delta coming in negatively now. If those buyers get trapped, then you can see a little drop lower. So I just want to get out now while I've got some profit on that. And then we'll come back at the open and start again. So we've had a reasonable little go there. So buyers, trap sellers, and then we've moved up and now we're resetting. Just go through the recap of the session. So first of all, the opening trade was a losing trade and we're trying to go long, and it built in some positions and then just took them off as they moved lower. Then the next sort of major trade was when we had Delta moving up, buyers trapping the sellers, and we entered a couple of long positions. That was on the 5-minute chart here. You just saw these sellers here as they were sort of the confirmation of them being trapped, moved up and took profit up at that value area low from yesterday. Then did the same again on the 5-minute chart with those buyers trapping those sellers. We were looking to buy at that point of control area and it moved down and we provided a nice opportunity to buy here with buyers trapping sellers there on the 1 minute. That was in the buy zone. We also then had a move to the point of control, which was higher at the time. Then we again moved up to that value area, took profit. Then we tried some shorts, just looking at this area being broken out, broken on volume, had some buyers trapped, and then took those off as it was clear that that was a fake out. Then looking to go the other way, buyers trapping these sellers, so moved back to the point of control, moved up to the standard deviation, took profit, and then trying a couple of other longs, just little mini positions, one on the breakout and one on the breakout of that level, just looking for little scalps to end the day. All right, folks, that is all for now. Take care and look forward to seeing you tomorrow.